Yes, yes, so Hairless here. Today we will be checking out a poll winner as voted for by you. This is Desperado by Eagles. Eagles, a massive band I'm not really familiar with. I have done one video on them a few months ago at the time of recording. That was Seven Bridges Road, a song very much focused around vocal harmonies. I'm told this one is a bit of a ballad, so I'm wondering if we'll get much of the same with it. It's from 1973, over 50 years ago, taking us way, way back in time. Let's get straight into it. Very nice introduction.
Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. Oh, you're a hard one, but I know that you got your reasons. These things that are pleasing you can hurt you somehow. Don't you draw the queen of diamonds, boy, she'll be...
So this is the second verse apparently. I looked up the lyrics beforehand, as I often do with these reactions. And I remember finding this line about the Queen of Diamonds interesting. It was at the start of the second verse. Musically, this is a really interesting start to the second verse.
Don't you draw the queen...
You know, it's completely mid-motion with this falling line in the bass, with some chords in there. Not what I was expecting at all, and surprises, if done well, obviously it's all subjective. I like surprises that are good, that I think are cool. We've got the violins coming in now. It seems like quite a reserved song, which could be to be expected for a ballad. Whilst we've stopped, I'm just going to mention copyright. I pause for copyright reasons. I don't want to risk my video getting taken down or receiving a copyright strike. 3 copyright strikes, my channel gets deleted. So doing these pauses, even if we don't like them, they really do help the channel, and it gives me a bit of time to talk about the music, because that's what we do. I'm not just going to sit here and go, wow, and that's it. I'm going to actually talk about why the song might make us feel the way it does. So how far are we? Almost a minute in. The introduction, how long was that? Maybe 30 seconds or so? I think that was really effective. Immediately, I noticed these things called acciaccatori, which kind of literally translate from Italian, I think, to mean sort of like crushing or something like that. We can think of them as grace notes. Straight away, we start with one, that little drum. And there again, it's really fun. It reminds me of Toy Story. I'm not sure why. Only that little element. The song does. Maybe the song does actually, thinking about it. I'm getting these weird images of Woody and Buzz Lightyear in my head now. Maybe I need to watch those films. Anyway, sorry, I digress. It's an effective way to open. No vocals for quite a while. Piano introduction. How long does it go on for?
Desperado.
About 20 seconds, then the vocals come in, we get lyrics, we actually kind of have some more objective sense about what the song is about. That word, desperado, coming in alone, then the piano continues really smoothly, it follows on really nicely from the introduction. And one reason is...
Desperado, why don't you...
Listen to that line, it keeps falling.
You come to your senses.
And then chromatically at the end. Dissonant chord, 7th. Or that's a C chord, so I'll play a C in the bass just to make it sound clearer. And that chromatic changes the chord from C major, happy, to minor, sad. Really simple accompaniment, just simple chords, but this line is almost like a third part. You have the melody in the voice, the piano chords, which are kind of rhythmic as well, seeing as we don't have any percussion, but then this nice falling line, which really complements the lyrics, which are a little bit sad and depressing in a way. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? Yeah, then what is it, outriding fences?
You've been out riding fences for so long now.
bum, bum. Lovely cadence. Outriding fences. Is this a literal term for like a ranch worker or something? It could be. I don't know. Otherwise, I would assume it's more a figure of speech. Someone who's indecisive. You're sitting on the fence. You know, you don't really have much conviction in your decisions. So let me know if you know for sure what the answer to that one is. And let's carry on with the song. We got this nice flowing motion, quite an unexpected entry for a second verse. You know, usually you have a verse, then maybe the chord, the harmonic progression will repeat exactly. We're not getting that now. The second verse is starting differently to the first verse, so I'm intrigued to see what they might do with it.
Don't you draw the queen of diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if she's able. You know the queen of hearts is always your best bet. Now it seems to me some fine things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the ones that you can't get. Desperado, oh, you ain't getting no younger. Your pain and your hunger, they're
that's nice.
driving you home. And freedom, oh freedom, well that's just some people talking. Your prison is walking through this world all alone. Don't your feet get cold?
You know, I was literally just thinking that could be a good place for some sort of growth to happen, whether or not it be percussion. I did mention earlier on that we hadn't had percussion yet. To be honest, I was not expecting there to be percussion. I was thinking this is, you know, sort of like a ballad. It's quite a slow, calm song. In the introduction, I was asking, you know, are we going to get a lot of vocal harmonies? Because my previous video, 7 Bridges Road, was really focused around vocal harmonies. I was kind of thinking, no, we're not going to get any, but then they came in, like really, really soft, adding to the dissonance created by the long sustained violins. When you have these really luscious, like long chords and overall a relatively simple arrangement, you can have these dissonances and they just sound so juicy. An example with the chords I showed earlier, this is a G chord, which is made up of 3 notes. This top note is just the same as the bottom one, G. So then just changing one of those, you're now introducing a 4th note. You have a G, a B, a D, and now an F, a new note. A dissonant note. And they're kind of everywhere in this, but really subtly. In no way would I call this a dissonant song. No, not at all. But when they're used, it's really effective, such as, you know, that falling line. Back to the percussion though.
All alone. Don't your feet get cold?
I think it's kind of rare to have a song without percussion with this setup. If you have a piano and a voice, then the piano you might expect to kind of act as a sort of replacement for the percussion, or at least a more rhythmic role. You might have more fluid movements, more arpeggiated figures. In this, it's literally just been chum, chum, pretty much just really regimented chords all the way through, which I suppose contrasts the oohs in the backing harmony and the really legato sustained strings in the violin. It's the little things in this song that I'm finding myself really liking. Just before we pause, there was this line.
Your prison is walking through this world all alone.
Your prison is walking through this world all alone. It's a very poignant line, I think, and it will obviously affect each of us differently. Me, for example, I'm someone who likes to spend a lot of my time alone, and I get criticism for it from people I know. You should be surrounding yourself with people. We're all different, right? We're all different. I imagine my situation is extremely different from the Desperado, who is the subject of this song, so I'm not making a comparison, but for someone like me, that line hits kind of hard. It makes me reconsider everything. And just before that, there was another line, the lyrics, they mentioned pain and hunger. Let me find it.
Younger. Your pain and your hunger.
Pain and hunger. Negative lyrics. They're not nice lyrics. We have at the bottom, boom, 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 falling quite low. And at the top, or if I bring them in the same octave, chromatic line at the top, kind of chromatic at the bottom. It's like the arrangement, the song is opening up at that moment. The melody was doing a mix of both. He went up and then down. And it is a simple song. That's the point of it. The chord progressions are not too crazy. I do like these, you know, falling lines that we get everywhere. The way it's being sung as well. A lot of the ends of the words or phrases are sort of clipped. Would that be the right word?
Oh, you ain't getting no younger.
Like there, younger, we barely even hear the part of it. In the first part, one of the first parts anyway, that caught my attention almost immediately. So that's nice and long.
Why don't you come to your senses?
Okay, now I'm playing back, it doesn't seem that clipped, but when I first heard that, senses, I don't know, it's what caught my attention. In my head, I was thinking, oh, that's really quite interesting. Oh, I don't know. Our brains work weirdly when we listen to music. Maybe that's just mine. Let's carry on with the rest of the song. If you enjoy these videos or find them helpful, please consider supporting me. Patreon has a bunch of exclusive benefits, behind the scenes videos, additional reaction content, Q&A videos, and more. For a one-time donation, you can donate me a hot chocolate at the Buy Me a Coffee link, or become a YouTube member for these groovy emojis and membership badges. And a huge thank you to these lovely people on the screen now.
Don't your feet get cold in the wintertime? The sky won't snow and the sun won't shine. It's hard to tell the nighttime from the day. You're losing all your highs and lows. Ain't it funny how the feeling goes away? Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? Come down from your fences. Open the gate. It may be raining.
There are just little things in songs that we really enjoy, a bit more than other things. I know it will be different for everyone. The thing that I'm about to point out that we literally just heard, I wouldn't usually stop, but again, copyright could be very, very strict here. So a 10-second stop here is not going to be the end of the world. That line we heard, what were they talking about? Raining, and in the bass we had dum 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 dum, like this really subtle chromatic, but very rhythmic.
Open the gate. It may be raining.
There, on It May Be Raining, how the melody falls down as the bass is falling down slowly, and then it peaks back up on It May Be Raining. And I'm sure this was not the intention at all, but I'm now just thinking about how rain falls and his melody is going up. I mean, it could be, couldn't it? But who knows? Only they know.
Don't your feet get cold in the wintertime?
And the obvious thing to help with the bigger sounds now, yeah, we have a bit more instrumentation in general. There are more layers, a thicker texture. We have the percussion, which is a huge part. The melody moved up, higher chest voice, but the backing vocals, all they've done is they've changed from ooh to ah. But that really just makes the sound so much bigger. Obviously, they're singing a bit louder as well. And in 7 Bridges Road, I did point out that they really lean into some heavy dissonances. You hear them and you think it might be an accident. They just sound wrong. They're not. It's intentional, I'm sure. And they do it here. It's a bit more subtle, but there's one line that really sticks out to me.
Come down from your fences.
There's that line, and on that middle chromatic note, that's where we kind of get real intense, and then it carries on, returning back to just a bit lower from where it started. See if you can pick that out.
Down from your fences. Open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. Let somebody love you. Better let somebody love you before it's too late.
That's a nice song. The melody from the introduction that has those ejacatores like I spoke about before. I'm adding in some, but it just makes us want to carry on the melody. It's a catchy melody. It's like if we went to dissect it, that's a similar chord to right at the start. A 7th chord, but this time it's a minor, so a slightly sadder sounding one. As part of this melody though, note by note, it just sounds completely different. Yeah, really nice way to end there. Really nice song. Looking forward to listening to that one back quite a few times. I am not going to apologize for not knowing it. We can't all know everything. I almost felt vindicated because this video on their official channel only has 1.6 million views, but it was only uploaded about 8 or 9 months ago or so. I had heard the name Desperado. I don't know if it's because of the beer or not, but yeah, definitely a song that's new to me. So if you want to see more Eagles, let me know in the comments and give me some recommendations. I need to know that people want to see these bands, so make sure that you like the video. Comments really do help. If you don't want to comment any words, then we'll go for an eagle emoji. What other emoji would we go for? Just like you see on the screen now. Thank you once again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.